After an exciting race yesterday, we're back, and boy, are things different. It seems rain is following us around this weekend. Welcome to the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship here at Monte Carlo. We're 25 minutes away from the green light. Let's cross down to the grid walk and catch all the action.
We wish you luck. Get stuck in. Right.
Let's go down here and see. Because one of the things I'm interested in, David, is the attack mode today. Because with the four-wheel drive, we're going to see big gaps, aren't there? The difference between attack and not. So what are the drivers thinking of? Are they going to try and keep it later on? There's a former driver, Oliver Turvey, with his family.
Yeah, a nice family day out. That looks nice, doesn't it? Right, we're now getting into the various celebrities and guests that are here as well. So you can have, there's Alberto there, you can have your celebrity
Zane Maloney's here, so let's see. Here's another driver. I'm unsurprisingly, I'm more interested in talking to the drivers, but let's see if we get a word from Zane here. Zane, can we go a quick word? We're just saying, it's in these conditions, the attack mode is going to be super powerful, isn't it? So is everyone, what are you going to do? Just try and keep it for the end so you can make the big places up?
It depends. I mean, you want to use it, if it's going to dry out at the end, you want to use it early and get it done in the wet. I mean, unluckily for us, we just didn't make it into the duels, so the 8 ahead have done 350 already. They have a bit more of a feeling and understanding. But yeah, this race is going to be chaos for sure, and we'll see.
Yeah, it didn't look like during qualifying the track was drying up particularly quickly. So that would suggest that if it is going to be a case of getting drier towards the end, it'll be very late in the race.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not been raining too much, and it's still pretty much the same as qualifying. So I don't think it's going to dry out much. From my experience in F2, Monaco takes a long time to dry. So I think it'll be a wet race, and yeah, more chaos for the fans at home.
Okay,
right,
good luck.
Good luck. Doesn't rain much in Barbados, does it? When it rains, they get these massive thunderstorms. So can't imagine he's done much driving in these slippery conditions.
Yeah, that's right indeed. So he's got his teammate just lined up right behind him.
Yeah, okay, I believe Katie and James have found someone, so let's throw down to them on the other side of the grid. Who have you got?
Thanks, Corinne. Yes, we're here with Thomas from Yes Theory. You're here with the team Andretti this week. Obviously, you were in Miami watching Amar drive in the Evo sessions. Now you're seeing the Masters at work. How cool is it to be at your first FE race this weekend?
Amazing. Yeah, I'm blown away. It's like being a kid at Disneyland, you know, for the first time. It's to be this close to, I feel very privileged, but also I feel the tension with the rain. I feel it's completely redistributed the cards, and so I'm very excited to see how each driver is going to strategize to make it on top.
So Amar and the Yes Theory guys, all of you were working with Jake. Yeah. You're clearly here cheering for him?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, of course, Andretti team in general, but I know Jake better because he's the only one that I really spent more time with. But I'm hoping Jake will pull through. He's starting a bit further ahead too, and I think he's going to pick the right moves to make his way in the front.
Obviously, you've been a part of the Amar's journey learning how to drive a Formula E car, which is not easy. Does it give you a new level of appreciation of what the guys are doing, especially in the wet here today?
Absolutely. I don't think it's possible to fully appreciate it until you see it up close, and especially getting to live it vicariously through Amar. The talent and the athleticism that it takes, I think, is understated until you can really understand it. And I think that's why real motorsports fans exist and why they really appreciate it as much as they do, because it's hard, it's complicated, and it's risky, and takes a lot, both psychological and physical. And so I'm just super grateful to be able to be this close, and I'm hoping for the best for the Andretti team.
Oh, well, we all are. Thank you for joining us today. Back to you, Corinne.
Amazing.
Thanks, Katie. I've door-stopped Alex Hoy and Dan Ticktum. So talk to me about the race. You were a bit annoyed after qualifying. We heard you. But you look pretty chill now.
Yeah, a bit's probably an understatement. Yeah, the car didn't go to 350.
Did you give him some sweets and give him a cuddle and some sweets? How did you calm him down?
I gave him fake beer.
Never a dull moment, never a dull...
Chew him down, chew him down.
No, so I just needed to not talk to anyone for a little while. But yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, it would have been nice to start further up in this wet race, especially at the start. It's going to be a bit of a battle of it's going to be attrition. Like, people are going to break their wings. There's going to be lots of contact, and it's about sort of kind of playing the long game, as DC just said to me before we were live. So yeah, we'll see.
Now, there's a new series out called Driver. You've been featured on that too. I haven't seen it as yet. Do we get the sort of roller coaster of emotions?
Yeah.
He is the star of episode 2. Episode 2, absolute star.
Yeah, I really enjoyed filming it. I'm hoping they get the contract renewed and we can do another one this year. But for a first go at that, I think it was really good. I just feel like there was a bit too much that was cut out. So they're definitely trying to make me the sort of the bad guy, but, you know, I also give them the ammo sometimes, you know.
Yeah,
so.
very entertaining. So you've got a much bigger job than just running the race team when you're dealing with, you know, a very open race driver like this.
Yeah, we get on well, so we have been together for 4 years already, so we know each other. You know, like qualify was frustrated for Dan, for ourselves. We found out, honestly, not much we can do. We learn from it. Yeah. Obviously, at that point, I can understand why Dan will be really emotional. And then he calm down, come back, discuss the situation with the team. We all learn together. So I don't have issues. I think we will, and he's trying to be better and better every day.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you want a driver who cares, don't you? Anyway, listen. Good luck. Yeah.
Good luck today. I think he's just scared that Dan might hit him. I would be.
Right, I'm going to leave them to it. Earlier this week, there was a little bit of the paddle being played. Did you play paddle?
I have played paddle, yes. I didn't play on this particular occasion, but it was very entertaining.
Let's go have a look at the first paddle prix.
Do you think you're the strongest team out?
But we're the only team, I think, so... Okay,
Probably
there you go,
everyone's
James
very
Russell. James Russell, just hit the net.
Hopefully you've got more experience? Never played, so maybe you can pass some tips over.
Oh dear.
How long has your paddle career been so far?
About two minutes.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes. Plus a YouTube video.
Which we watched the same one, so we're already aligned.
Formulary warriors, welcome to the paddle prix. We are swapping out engines for rackets, swapping out tyres for trainers, and swapping out horsepower for questionable backhands. So clearly quite a few of us, all the gear, no idea. Someone who does have all the ideas is a former British #1 tennis player, Laura Robson. Can you give these guys all the help they can get, really?
We'll keep it pretty simple, as long as it only bounces once on your side of the court, and most importantly, if it hits the walls without bouncing, it is out.
Each team will play each other once, with 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. The top 2 of the Paddle Prix League will face off against each other one last time in the grand final.
Oh, very good rally there.
Was out, right?
Yeah!
Is it normally this tiring?
No, it is, yeah.
We have la camera, everything to check the points because... Yes! Great job. Oh, aggression never works. Same in racing.
Oh, you weren't bad.
Yay.
Wonderful shots.
After 6 close games, the leaderboard stood with the nippy Nissans on top, winning every game, closely followed by the daring DS Penske's.
And it's time for the Paddle E-Prix, the grand final. Team Nissan versus DS Penske. Norman Nato lined up and ready. Let's see what happens. Fantastic shot there from Nato. Great return from Rossiter. Oh, Turby getting involved here as well. This is fantastic. What a backhand. Rossiter replying. Oh, and a bad miss there.
Oh, I'm done.
The winners today, 4-0, are the nippy Nissans.
It's a 3-month training for myself.
Well, here is your coveted Paddle Prix trophy. Actually, not so fast. Sorry, there is a little twist to this competition. In fact, you now have to go on to play against Britain's very finest. Come on, Laura. I'm just gonna stand out the way.
So if you come back...
I'm back.
Yeah. There we go.
Ah. Well played, Mickey.
Well played.
Thanks, guys. So what do we do, Laura? Who gets the Paddle Queen trophy?
You know what? It's your day today, guys.
That is one for the trophy cabinet right there.
Very nice. And then we're getting up to the start. Everybody's a very wet E3 alongside with the commentary box. I'm delighted to say that we've got our whole roster of teams. Ed Hunter will be back with us shortly after he's prepared. I'll say that again. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Again, having mic issues. I'm delighted to say we've got a whole roster of people joining the commentary box here today. As well, Tom Kansas here. Ed Hunter's back with us. We'll hear from him shortly when he gets his camera all set up as well. And he's ready to go on. And down as well, we've also got Jack Pickering. That's going to be up with me here in the box. JT's behind the scenes as well. Tom, starting with you. Hello. Welcome back. Wet weather in Monaco. This is going to be absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
It's going to be a totally different race to what we had yesterday, Josh. And from what we saw in qualifying with Sam Bird's accident, hopefully that's not a sign of what's to come. Hopefully it's going to be a really, really cracking race. There's going to be lots of drama, lots of contact, as what Dan Tixton emphasised earlier when he was speaking to David Coulthard and Corinne Chandok on the grid. I really can't wait for this race to begin, and we don't have too long to wait. Just around about 10 minutes to wait.
Yeah, not that long. Wet weather. It will be a standing start. No sign of the safety car needing it at the moment. Jack Pickering, well, you're usually over there in Monaco. You've swapped that for, I think, the wisest idea to be in the commentary box because it's currently warmer in Britain than it is over there in Monaco. Jack Giamana's over there for Formula E Zone. You can catch all their stuff as well here on the channel. But Jack, welcome to you. And, well, qualifying was one of the strangest we've ever seen. And now we've got a mixed-up grid that is literally had to be put together from time set in the qualifying sessions, not the duels.
Yeah, qualifying was absolutely crazy. I mean, like you say that, it's good that I've changed, that I decided to stay in Britain instead of going to Monaco because the weather's better. But I got severely sunburnt yesterday, and so that's why my camera isn't on. But yeah, honestly, like Monaco and wet, it always sets up to be fantastic. And then add Formula E into the mix. This is going to be one chaotic race.
Let's swap Tom out and get Ed in and say hello to Ed Hunter back with us. Hello, Ed. How are you doing, Ed?
Okay. I've just about recovered from doing all the commentary at Buckmore Park yesterday. And like Jack, I got a bit sunburnt. And then suddenly it went really overcast and I was way too cold and I had to get my jumper on mid-race, which is quite interesting. But yeah, anyway, I did get to watch Formula E on the train home. So I did get to see some of yesterday's and the highlights. But yeah, I'm excited to see Monaco in the wet and Roland trying to go for 2 wins in a row. It definitely seems like Oliver Roland is starting to take this championship by the scruff of its neck, and it's up to everyone else to try and catch up.
Yeah, very strange as well coming in from qualifying. I just want to get your thoughts quickly on this whole thing we've seen with qualifying and the disqualifications as well and how they set it up. Does the dual format need to be tweaked ever so slightly if we do have laps eliminated and deleted for track limits? Do we go again maybe to try and make it fair, or just something change with the rules? Because it happened 3 times in one qualifying session in these wet conditions.
Yeah, it's definitely not designed for Monaco in the wet, is it?
No.
Especially with the Nouvelle chicane. The swimming pool, I think, got cut at one point, didn't it, as well?
Yeah.
And Saint-Devote, we even saw that amazing group set semi-final, wasn't it, where Roland and De Vries both went off there and then just had to carry on. And De Vries didn't realise that Roland had done the same thing until too late. But yeah, I think maybe then there needed to be a little tweak. Or the alternative is they just move the walls closer to the track, which I think is a more Formula E style solution, but it probably end with a lot more cars going in a bin bag, but you know.
And Tom, bringing back to you on this one as well, you've obviously with Formula One mainly, you know that wet races here are absolutely treacherous. To my knowledge, I can't remember the last time Formula E, if ever, have had a properly wet race here, certainly on the full layout. What would you be watching out for with the power surging, We've got four-wheel drive being an option, of course, in wet weather, so that makes it a bit more difficult. What key zones over the years of Formula One have you spotted that could be treacherous here today for Formula E?
Well, the key areas of the circuit for me are going to be probably where Sandefjord is and Antinous, because they're going to be the 2 points where grip is going to be absolutely crucial, particularly when you're using attack mode. And I think that's going to be the thing. When you go offline and you're taking the attack mode, it's going to make it even more difficult to ensure that you get through there and actually get the attack mode in the first place, because we have seen many times in the past where drivers go for attack mode and it's not been activated because they haven't gone through all 3 sensors in order to get the attack mode boost. And there's also the pit boost as well to factor in, which I believe will be the same as what it was yesterday, Josh.
Do we have
that
it?
14 to 18?
Is that in race 2 this weekend? I can't quite remember. Pico?
No, it's only the first. It's only first race of each weekend.
Thank God for that. I was just double checking my notes there.
Okay, thank you for filling me in on that. That's probably a blessing for the drivers for we've been wet conditions today.
Yeah, In a dry race, if it was if it was going to be a normal race without pit boost, it would be a little bit more of a peloton, but because it's wet, we're not going to see any sort of peloton racing today. It is just going to be sort of a straight fight.
Is that good or bad, Pico, in these conditions? Because Monaco being full tilt, it's not going to be any saving, but they're going to be pushing each other, but also slipping around. How many safety cars and possibly red flags could we see?
Oh, honestly, I've got no idea. But the only race that I can sort of remember, sort of in this era, so the Gen 3 era, where it's chucked it down and we've sort of had and we've had a race, is London a few years ago. It wasn't last year; it was the year before. I think it was season 9.
Yes,
And it was, I'll be honest, one of the duller races of that season. But
even if you take out the 45-minute red flag before it actually got going.
But the thing is, London is not a circuit that lends itself to good racing, to put it bluntly. Whereas Monaco, with the Formula E cars, you do get some good racing around here, as we saw yesterday. But so yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. I don't think it's going to be an all-out sort of race like we had like last year and the year before, where we saw what was it, 197 and 117 overtakes or something like that. But yeah, we will still see there'll be we'll still see somewhat of a race, because you can actually race around Monaco in these cars.
It's going to be very fun, and we're gearing up for the start of that very procedure now as well. So let's hand back over to the world feed and get all ready to go, as the track limits is going to be a very key factor. Just to run you through as well one more time, it's Roland on pole with De Vries in second position. That's going to be a sweet run into turn 1. De Vries looking very feisty as well in these conditions. He was the only other driver, despite going for a spin, same as Roland, he completed his time, and ergo, even though he should have started 4th on the grid, he starts 2nd now as well. Very confusing duels, but let's head back over to Nicky Shields as we get ready for the suspected lights out moments.
Katie, the start of a race is always a big moment over the course of the weekend, but it's a particularly big moment for Oliver Rowland, starting at the front. What's going through his mind in these final moments?
Oh, I'm sure he's glad that he's going to be out of the drama, hopefully. But I think, yeah, he just wants a clean race, as does everyone, especially in the wet. I was actually really interested by what James was saying earlier about it might be more of a flat-out race because of the energy management difference in the wet to the dry. So.
Well, it is every driver's dream to race here in Monaco. Let's find out if Oliver Rowland's dream will come true again, as lights are almost out. We're excited, and so is David Harewood.
Monaco.
David who?
Not just a race.
Oh.
A place. Wonder. History in every corner. Pressure behind every wheel. It lights out and we're racing. Getting it just right. Or getting it very, very wrong. Where speed meets spectacle. Precision meets pressure. You need both. Monaco. EPrix.
What a difference just 24 hours can make here in the Principality of Monaco. From the sunshine yesterday and the attack pit boost to now wet weather and a flat-out race. Welcome to Monte Carlo, where very much today we will be either racing side by side, proper wheel to wheel, or it's going to be like that scene from Herbie where everyone's riding the barriers. It could be both. Wet weather always makes this place turn up to 11 when it's a Formula 1 event. Formula E doesn't need rain to make this place special, so what on earth are we in for? Welcome to round 7 of the 2024-2025 ABB FIA Formula E Championship, and it comes to you on the Côte d'Azur. This place, it has been racing Formula cars of any kind since 1929. The track has changed very little since then. And even though we raced a shorter layout in Generation 1, in the Gen 2 era, and now into Gen 3, we get the full lot. Every single twist and turn of history this place has, we have for Formula E as well. Outside manoeuvres, we've got that covered. How about inside and to back? Got that too. Anything can happen here, and it usually does with flat-out racing. Attack zone. That is going to be for your charging opportunities at the exit of the casino square. And then it'll be opportunities as well throughout the race to use 6 or 2, 4 and 4, or 2 and 6. 3.337 kilometers in total and 19 turns. Monaco is so special. How they line up on the grid then. It's back to front. Sam Bird will start this race, presumably from the pit lane. He's yet to get in the car. He's alongside Eduardo Mortara. Then it'll be Nico Muller in 20th. That's going to be on row 10. Alongside him is Robin Fries in 19th. Row 9, David Beckman alongside Mitch Evans. And then row 8 sees Taylor Barnard in 16th and Norman Nato starting 15th. Row 7, 14th for Nick Cassidy and 13th on the grid for Jake Hughes. Row 6 sees Jake Dennis in 12th, and into 11th goes Lucas de Grassi. And then we get to the top 10, and we'll come on to the commentary mics as Ed Hunter's back with us. We've got the Lego car to go through as well. Pascal Verline lines up 10th on the grid, and 9th for Zane Maloney, just missing out on the jewels. Row 4 sees Sebastian Boemi start in 8th position. And it's 7th for Dan Tinctum. Yep, he could have punched somebody after that qualifying session. He luckily didn't, got bribed by chewing gum, sweeties and non-alcoholic beer. Row 3 sees Antonio Felix da Costa start in 6th. And he's alongside Stoffel van Dorn starting in 5th position. Row 2 sees Jean-Eric Verne getting his lap time deleted, starting in 4th place. That was in semi-final 2. His teammate also getting it blocked out, but he was faster in the first quarter-final lap time, so he gets 3rd position on the grid. And now for the most unusual front row of all time, both Nick de Vries spinning and Sander Vaught, but he should line up 4th, now 2nd, and Ollie Rowland gets the Julius Baer pole position despite doing exactly the same thing, but he kept his foot to the floor and took it over as well. Sam Bird is in the end of the pit lane. He will start this race, which is great news, in 22nd position. And crucially, Tom, we're going to look like we're going to have a standing start in mixed conditions. This could be fun.
Indeed. Hopefully they'll get through this absolutely clean. And what I want to say is whether drivers can actually get their elbows out a little bit, but it's very important that they just basically save energy at this stage. I mean, with it being slower conditions, we should see more energy being saved, so we're not seeing more being saved in the closing laps. 62% predicting Ollie Rowland to make it a clean sweep this weekend. It'll be his 4th win of the campaign, and I think he'll become the first driver to win 4 races in the same season of Formula E since Sebastian Buemi in season 3.
Here we go then. Ready and steady. The lights of green will extinguish and it'll be one light at a time. 29 laps ahead of us. We're almost ready to go here in Monaco with 3, 4, 5. Lights out. We're racing in Monte Carlo and it's a good start down towards turn 1 for the Verona. Nick de Vries comes through as well on the inside line. Can he get through towards turn 1? I don't think he can. So it's status quo as they come through the front 2 corners. Up now we come in towards turn number 2 and 3 Pro Ravage. It's Roland leading. De Vries, Verne, Gunn Verline down to 10th, and a clean start though, Tom.
Very clean start indeed, and it's good to see they've all got through safe and sound. Gunther in 4th place behind his DS Penske teammate Sean-Eric Verne, and we're just going through Casino Square for the first time. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of jostling through Mirabeau.
Down we come then, Pico, and this is going to be very close to contact. They're all just making it through. What do you make of the start?
Hughes was seeing squeezed into, is that Massenet? I've forgotten.
Yeah. Contact!
Yeah.
De
We've got the
Grassi,
two loaders
Maloney.
going side by side. I think that's Tickton being pushed out by Buemi. But they've all kept it clean so far. I don't think I've seen a front wing flying split.
No, they've all been very sensible. There's been a little bit of rubbing with carbon fibre, but everyone's kept their wings so far. Roland de Vries, Verne, Gunther, then it's De Costa, Van Dorn, Buemi, Tickton, Maloney, De Grassi, Dennis. Dennis ahead of De Grassi now as we come into the braking zone now into the middle half of the Nouvelle Chicane. And this is the first opportunity. Look how slowly they're all taking it, Tom.
Yeah, they're taking it very slowly through the chicane. There's a move from one of the Envision cars. That has to be Robin Frines going through. I think that's on Taylor Barnard. He's just got past there. Barnard beginning to struggle in these conditions. Huge contrast to yesterday. Sam Bird has joined the pack. He's down behind Nico Muller as Barnard continues to drop back. He's not had the best of starts this one.
Through we come into Rascasse, and they'll hold it through together. There's a move going on further back as well. That's Dennis having a look as well with De Grassi behind him. He was looking at Maloney ahead of him. Ed, I hope you're back with us. What do you make of that start?
I didn't see a lot of it, sorry. But yeah, it looked like Roland held on. It was interesting going uphill into Beaurivage right before it cut out for me. Verne and Gunther looked like they were getting very, very sideways. And I think the DS Penske are just going to try and build a wall to stop De Costa getting through. So, yeah, and it was so tight in the hairpin. I was amazed De Grassi didn't end up taking someone out there because he very nearly did. It might have been Maloney on Buemi, actually, sorry.
Well, Barnard's had a lap time deleted already for turn 11, so he's gone off down at the Nouvelle Chicane. Dennis already looking to the inside as well. Further back of Maloney, now De Vries as we cut to the front, having to go with Roland. Jed's in there too, but Roland leads, and I've got a feeling, Tom, that this is just going to be one of these days where it'll take a few laps, everyone just suss out exactly what's what, then we'll go for the attack. It's all been very nice with each other.
They've all been very nice with each other, but need to discover where the grip is at, and they will need to take that attack mode at some point during the race. Now, for those of you who are unaware with attack mode, you can take it twice, or you have to take it twice, but how you use it is up to you. You could use 4 minutes and then 4 minutes, and then, or you could use 6 minutes and then 2 minutes, and vice versa. But you have to use at least all of the 8 minutes of attack mode throughout a Formula E race.
So who made up the best amount of places? Dennis up 2, Cassidy up 2, Verline now down 3. He was running in 10th position, but he's made a mistake. Barnard dropping 5 with that cut the corner as well. So that's put both McLarens right to the back of the field. And Pico, that's going to be terrible news, especially for Barnard. He's in the championship hunt.
Yeah, I will say that Ollie Rowland looked absolutely pedestrian coming up to the Nouvelle Chicane there, and so yeah, we know that they need to save a little bit of energy.
And then you
radio.
lose that benefit.
Okay, good job, Nick. Stick with it. If you've got the pace, you can overtake.
Basically, if you feel like it, you can go through them. Back to you, Pico.
Yeah, but yeah, we saw when because the rain came down just before qualifying, that they took their time to sort of like build up into the lap times. They were doing lap times somewhere around about 2 minutes. And so they will slowly be sort of finding their feet in these opening laps, and that might be why they're looking rather slow at the moment. But it's looking like that the front three have sort of broken away a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap emerging between Verne and Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther's cut the corner as well down at the swimming pool section. Attack mode has become available, and Sebastian Buemi and Dan Tickton were the first to take it. Both taking the 4-4 approach. So, both of them though, as soon as they get into maximum drive, kicking the rears out. And I think also Maloney had a moment as up the inside, that's Dennis retaking through onto Grassi as he comes down to the hairpin, Tom. Oh, and that's Tickton going wide. Tickton too deep in, and Maloney fancies a look around the outside. That's what four-wheel drive and 352 kilowatts can do. Let's see if this time his car's actually been put into that. Is it too early to go maximum attack? He's struggling for grip though, Tom, as he comes out of Portier.
Yeah, but he'll find more grip in the tunnel because it's more dry through there, so he should be able to use that to pull away Dan Tickton. He needs to try and make sure he gets the car slowed down for the Nouvelle Chicane. Sebastian Buemi is another one of those. Team Radio Buemi.
Tictum followed. That's really good. No one ahead has attack.
There we go. Look,
let's move forward.
Could somebody just put gaffer tape over Karulin's mouth for me? Thank you very much. So NATO up into 15th place then. He's also taken attack mode of 4 minutes. David Beckman has taken 6 minutes. Buemi was on 4, so's Tictum. It's 4 minutes for NATO, 6 minutes for Beckman. There you have it. One more with Buemi now. But Ed, this is going to be critical now for them to make up places because the conditions sort of treacherous for everybody. So they've effectively got more hands to the ground. Look already, Buemi steaming past Acosta.
Yeah, and he's got to make these moves on the straights because that's really where the four-wheel drive is going to help him in the wet. In the corners, in the wet, you're just struggling for traction. You've just got to sort of hold on, essentially, at this phase. So, yeah, Buemi needs to gain, as you say, as much ground as he can because, and we saw he made that really, really solid move on Van Dorn as well, who's now dropped behind Tictum and Dennis. So yeah, it is every place for every man for themselves, essentially, at the moment. But at the same time, when the conditions improve later on, it's always that Gunther going into attack mode.
And Vern.
Come out right behind Buemi. Yep, both DS Penske's following suit then, and that means Vern, I think, has come out behind Tictum and Dennis. Or, yeah, DaCosta actually losing some places with his attack mode as well.
So Vern took 4, so did Gunther, so did DaCosta and Van Dorn, as did, and Hughes taken 4, so is Friends. There we go then. Pico, good start so far, but if I was Roland, I would probably go and take a 2-minute now just to see what the conditions can be.
Well, yeah, the teams will have predetermined before the start of the race what sort of attack mode that they're going to go into, but everyone from 3rd down to 9th at the moment is now in attack. That will put the pressure on Roland and De Vries to take their attack mode soon, and De Vries is already defending from Vern into to back.
Yeah, and Buemi's now going to run out of attack mode in about a minute's time. Vern's got 2 extra minutes on him, so this is really bad news for him because he's also got Gunther behind on 3 minutes as well. So Buemi's going to be absolutely stuffed here, Tom, as they come in. So really, it's got to be Roland and De Vries having to take his sort of attack back.
Yeah, well, if Roland's going to take the attack mode, next time he goes through Casino Square, that's when he's got to take it next to keep hold of track position because De Vries is going to get swamped by Vern and Buemi on the pit straight.
Roland's got to take it now, otherwise he's a sitting duck. Buemi might just have it as we come in towards the first corner. Everyone going a little bit too deep for my liking as they swing through up Beau Rivage towards the top then. And there's somebody off down there. There's a yellow flag down at the first corner. Couldn't quite see who it was who's avoided it. Well, the 22's dropped a couple of places and De Vries now has taken it. Say again, Beckman.
I think it was Beckman who went off in turn 1. De Vries into attack mode now.
De Vries has taken, trying to see on my monitor, 4 minutes of attack mode as Tictum goes up the inside. That's on Gunther, a little bit of a wheel bang. Gunther's been forced wide, but had the inside line down into the Fairmont hairpin. There was something else going on further through. I think Vern's already having a go at Roland, who's on the back of him by 4/10. Tictum can't get through on Gunther. De Vries behind him, and Roland's now really under pressure. He won't be able to defend. He'll be okay through the tunnel, I would say, but the inside line at Nouvelle might be too opportunistic and round the outside of the tunnel. Fantastic from Jean-Eric Vern, who takes the lead of the race in the tunnel. And De Vries has a black and white flag for moving under braking. Didn't see that coming from Jeff.
That was sensational. Buemi and Tictum out of attack mode now. Above Vern, that was one of the best overtaking moves I think I've ever seen in the Monaco EPrix. That was absolutely fantastic. We're looking at a replay with Hughes. I think he must have been the one that went off it down at turn 1, not Beckman. Oh, he was involved with Beckman.
Yeah, he pushes Beckman off the track. So, yeah, Ed, just a little bit of a love tap there, but that's a quick reverse in first gear, actually, for Beckman. That was impressive.
Yeah, look at this on board with Jake Hughes. He has a little bit of a moment, can't stop it in time, and then the front nose taps the rear tire. Very lucky David Beckman didn't get a puncher out of that one there, actually. But yeah, just going back to that move from Jev, as Pico was saying, that was really, really well judged on the outside of the tunnel, as it looks like, De Vries, having gone to attack mode, has just got past Tictum. And now DaCosta fancies to go as well, as we see Roland defending from Maximilian Gunther now, as Jeb and Gunther are both about to run out.
Yes, cars from P10, P11, P12, DS 40 seconds, both.
That must be talking about where De Vries has gone to. And 10th is Maloney. So I wonder what they want about that. Might be an old message there, Tom. But I'm surprised Roland hasn't taken it this time by. He's going to wait for everyone else to run out and then go for it. Alternative thinking.
Yeah, it could be a wise thing to do for Roland, because now his nearest rivals have all run out of attack mode. The nearest driver who has got attack mode is linktr.ee, who's got basically another lap of attack mode left for him to use. And this could be a good time for him to get an overtake done. He's too far back for go on Bawemi on this occasion, but we'll see as they head through the tunnel. Is he close enough? Is he thinking about maybe? If I was to freeze, I'd go through on Bawemi now, if not on the exit of the Nouvelle chicane.
Beckman and Hughes and Beckman under investigation for causing a collision. So that will be Hughes who will be under that as well. So Degrassi's got, and here comes DeFreeze on that 1 minute 15 of attack mode he's got remaining. He's gone to the inside line of Bawemi into the back, and it was a nice move as well. And now the race calming down just a little bit as the track not fully drying out. It's damp, I would say, at the moment, coming through the swimming pool section with a few little puddles around the exit. It's really in the slow-moving corners, Tom, that we're seeing the more standing water, because you're not going fast enough to generate it. IA Raskas.
No, and you're not going forwards every time you're just sliding around with the wheel spin. But now we're looking at DeFreeze. Is he looking at Gunter to go through? Yeah, it's a sundung overtake, and he's got around about 40 seconds of attack mode left. Need fast up the race from DeFreeze as he chases after Ollie Rowland, who has yet to take an attack mode in this one. If I was Rowland, do I go for it now?
Here's the energy reveal. Everyone's still on 80% as we hear from Ollie Rowland.
Only Cassidy P12, no attack, and then cars below P16.
Okay, not too bad there. Bird's had his lap time deleted, but Zay Maloney's been given a black and white flag as well for failing to follow race director's instructions. Bird now the same.
Weird seeing energy reveal pop up on screen, Josh, because it's a bit like a gender reveal party or something like that, a sort of unnecessary kind of thing. Well, back in my day, when we started Formula E, they just popped up the energy figures and there was no fanfare, but now there's a whole graphic for it. I don't know. It seems so silly to me.
What's crucial, I just want to point out, DeVries is out of attack mode.
Degrassi's in the wall!
Back up to
Roland. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Degrassi's in the wall at Portier. Degrassi's in the wall at Portier. This could be a safety car, or it's a double yellow flag now. Remember, in these conditions, it would be added laps that we have to go back into and get the stopwatch ready as well. But yeah, he's into the wall, double yellow, and where is it? Well, we're not seeing it, but it's there. There he is, into the wall. Well, that might just need to be a full course yellow. I think.
And that was with attack mode on as well.
Yeah. Full course yellow's coming out, boys. So we'll get back to you in a second. Pico, go on, Pico.
It's a very familiar sight to see a Brazilian in the wall at Portier.
Full course yellow in 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Start the clock. Yeah, that's far enough away, I think, Tom, that they can just pull that out quickly.
Yeah, they'll probably need like a recovery vehicle or a rope just to get that away, because the front end of that car will have taken some significant damage. But this will play into the hands of Roland, perhaps. If they can get that clear, just as they get round to Casino Square, Roland may take the opportunity to go into attack mode.
Makes sense that as well. Pico, before that crash happened, do repeat what you were saying. I felt like I interrupted you, thanks for that.
Yeah, no, I think Roland is lucky that this is just a full course yellow and not a full-blown safety car. We're just looking at a replay of Maloney.
No, that's Degrassi trying to go around the outside of Dennis, I think.
Yeah. He went into the back of Dennis, lost part of his front wing. I wouldn't have thought that would have affected me. Oh! He lunged straight down the inside of Dennis and couldn't stop enough into Portier, and Dennis does the switchback and goes straight back through. Degrassi was the making of his own demise.
3, 2, 1. Green flag, please. So the full course.
1 minute 16 seconds we spent under that full course yellow. We're back to racing here. I'm trying desperately to not shout out that football slogan of "that is embarrassing," but that really was something else. He came in completely locked up and hit the wall.
Yeah, probably best you don't throw to me, because you know exactly what I think about Lucas Degrassi.
Fair point.
I mean,
Tom.
brilliant race for me so far. Both McLarens near the back. Degrassi out of the race and plonking into the wall quite uselessly. There might have been a car issue there. I can't believe that the brakes, he wouldn't have been trying to engage the brakes at some point. Maybe there was driver error, but I'm more convinced. Degrassi, he's not a great driver, but he's not that bad. I don't know. But yeah, this has worked well for Vern though, because he's still got that big gap to Roland as we rumble with Boemi all over the back of Max Gunther.
Think about a move on the inside. Nothing quite. We can say something, Pico.
Yeah, if there was a safety car, although Vern's still got that gap to Roland, Roland, if he were to take attack mode, he would have had to swap more positions. And as we're seeing, overtaking has become even more difficult in the wet because you can only really do it on the. So we're seeing Evans having a go at Mortara, and now that's Mortara passing Evans, and that was on a straight, and that is the only place where they can try to overtake, because into corners, well, we saw what happened to Degrassi.
Hughes has been given a 5-second time penalty for causing that collision. That seems fair enough, doesn't it, Tom? Because Beckman's now had to come into the pit lane. He's dropped it down to 21st position.
Yes, absolutely. And this is the thing with Degrassi. I think that's the problem with four-wheel drive, because of the amount of control you're having to have when you're basically in attack mode and you're just relying so much on, I'm no engineer myself or any mechanic, but that feels like it's what's contributed to the accident there. Degrassi was just focusing more on trying to pass the car ahead of him as opposed to his own driving.
Yeah, and there's a penalty then for 5 seconds. On board with Boemi, looking ahead to Gunther. Oh, he's out of shape coming into Mirabeau. Just gets it down. Is that a bit of sunshine or something flat? Yeah, I think it might be actually. Coming through down the Fairmont hairpin. Boemi taking a bit too much curb. I would not be doing that in these conditions so far. Hughes then with that penalty, it's still flashing up on our monitor. Cassidy's got 1 minute 40 left of attack mode, and Mortara has 1:47 to go. As you can see, they're highlighted on the timing tower with how long they have remaining. So, interesting race so far, interesting battles. Not exactly as crash bang wallop as it was yesterday, but Monaco in the rain has unpredictability and yet to all change up. And then this is Boemi hitting the back of Gunther. Gunther was slow out of the chicane and he's damaged his front wing now because he got locked up with Gunther, who had oversteer, Pico.
I'm not really sure what happened there. No, Boemi's in attack mode, so it wasn't an overspeed, but Boemi just went straight into the back of Gunther coming out of the Nouvelle chicane there. He must have just had Gunther must have just had a moment, slowed up a bit and just got rammed. We can see a little bit of a crack on the front nose cone of Seb Boemi looking back at him.
Down we come then into the braking zone for Saint Devot. Vern leads by 3.2 seconds to Roland. I'm surprised we're having this differential of racing, and we're going to have to start saving energy soon. Remember, like yesterday, where we had pit boost to regain 3.85 kilowatts of power. We don't have that today, and we've got to use both attack modes. So with it being in the rain, it's not too much of having to do lift and coast, but it still might be similar. Someone's off, and I've got a feeling it's going to be the 33 of Dan Ticktum. Here he is, Ticktum side by side with Cassidy. Don't tell me he's going to go straight on. Will you be able to see the pictures? Yes, he is. Ticktum's going straight on, and he's down the escape road. He's done at Rosberg.
Oh, Dan.
Nice 360.
He just tapped the wall on the inside and bounced off it, I think.
Oh, damn. And he's right to the back as well. He's... yeah, right to the back. Only Barnard and Bird are behind him. And I think he's got problems, Tom, as well. The way looking at that car when it restarted did not look good.
No, it looks like his steering's bent slightly for Dan Ticktum. I want to go another replay to see how he's managed to lose that. But going back to the front, Vern still leading, albeit he's taken one of his attack modes. Roland has yet to take any attack mode so far. When is Roland going to decide to go for it? Because he's got DeFries right behind him by over a second. So here we go then. This is on the Jaguar, which Ticktum tried to pass. Yeah, he
Cassidy
just
knocked
lost
him into the barrier.
I'm not 100% sure. Team radio.
I guess, guys, well, there's nothing to say for it, is there? So.
Not happy, is he?
No, this is what Dan wears his heart on his sleeve, and I'll be honest, I kind of see where he's coming from there. Looking at the onboard, it did look like Cass came over a little bit aggressive. It's not penalty worthy. It was very 50-50. Cassidy was around the outside, Dan was on the inside, and Dan sort of lost it under braking onto the inside wall and then into the runoff.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Tom, wouldn't you?
Well, the thing is, there's that bump on the side before you get to Mirabeau. That's what That's the problem with the bump around this part of the circuit. That's what Cassidy would have been thinking about, because otherwise, had he went over that bump on the left-hand side, he probably would have gone straight on himself as well. So that would be his argument, in all honesty. He did leave Tictum enough room. It's just unfortunate Tictum caught the bump maybe as he hit the brakes and went straight on. But hopefully, not too much damage is made to his Cooper Kiro.
So it's lap 11 of 29. Here's Ollie Rowland.
Rowland.
So everyone that has attacked has 4 minutes left, apart from Cassidy 6, and only 4 cars from P16 to P20 have an attack remaining.
Taking our job, doing a race run down there is his engineer.
Well, no, it's kind of his job, though, isn't it, Josh? I mean, they're trying to win the race, so...
Yeah, but it's our job to inform it to the viewers, and they didn't have to put that one up. But yeah, nice that he's getting that stat down, I suppose. It's in between Tictum and Cassidy has been noted by the stewards as well. As they... Oh, hello, who was that? Well, I presume that is...
I think that was Beck. I thought it was that Beckman.
It's behind Muller, so it must be Tictum.
No, it is Tictum, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he's had his lap time deleted immediately. Do you know, could Formula E be in charge of Formula 1 for this lap time deletion? Because literally, within a second of him doing it, it flashed upon my monitor saying he's had that lap time deleted.
For the attack mode.
Yeah.
Pace is good, mate. If you can get position, go for it.
Yep, so De Vries has been given the go-ahead.
Yeah, we're on lap 12 now, and I'd be surprised if Rowland isn't thinking about going through attack some point soon. He's got 1.2 seconds on De Vries, so
that's not enough to come out ahead, though.
Margin, but yeah, he would probably just come out behind. But Jev is 3 seconds in front of Rowland at the moment, so and would be about 5 seconds in front once Rowland takes attack mode. So it will be interesting to see what happens. But Jev has done a sterling race so far.
Just being told that the drivers had an option between choosing for the 4-wheel drive start or 2-wheel drive start, and many drivers chose to stick with 4. So some of them must have gone with 2-wheel start.
I'm assuming that must be because of the conditions.
Yeah, we'll text Giamano that and see if he can find out if anybody did start with 2.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, that's an interesting little stat. I suppose that's part of the safety concerns, though, isn't it, really? If you have 4-wheel drive on in wet conditions. It's because it's not like a normal aspirated engine where if you have 4-wheel drive, you can ease it and all 4 wheels move at the same time. With electric energy, you bang, off you go.
So, strat 2.
Whoa!
Verline touching the back as he tries to come through on...
Out of the way, strat 2. And 2 minutes to get Nato and Hughes out of the way.
Yeah, but smart.
Yeah, so Evans just wanted to use... Yeah, Verline wanted to use all the attack mode. Look at that, fast lap for Vern, fast lap for Rowan, fast lap for now coming through for De Vries. So the time is improving because the track is improving. We've got 3 wide into Rascasse as we come through. So that's going to be Verline, Evans, Nato. Evans gets ahead of Nato. Nato's now going to be under attack. Verline!
Oh, not again.
Yeah, that was almost a repeat. And he's going to have a go around the outside now, down towards turn number 1. That's going to be good, but can he get the braking zone right? But here it comes as well. Norman Nato under brakes. Contact! Someone's over the track. That's Evans. Evans in contact. He's hit the side with Hughes, and through goes well under the pair of them.
That was mega from Pascal Wehrlein. Hughes, he cut the chicane on the lap previous. So I think Evans was trying to force him to give the position back. He's going round the outside of the casino square. That's incredible. And he's done it, but Wehrlein has shot into the distance now and going away with attack mode.
Yellow flag, turn 3. Double yellow, turn 4. The 51 is out.
Muller.
Neil Muller, yeah, look, he's broken the front suspension.
Hey, push.
So he's broken the front suspension. This will be safety car with how it has to go over the circuit. Can't be full course yellow. I don't think they can move that barrier up quite quickly. So Roland's now safety car. Yep, I knew it would be. In where it is on the circuit, it has to be a full safety car. So now we definitely will go into the position where we're going to have an extension to the race with added laps. So let's see when that safety car gets added. I'll start the stopwatch.
Safety car will be called, now. And so Yeah, they usually try and let them race up until the final corner or the final part of the circuit. So because there's no one else because they need to pick up the leaders. Yeah. They will wait until the leaders get somewhere close to the start-finish line to stop all the safety car.
It's a brand new safety car here at Monaco. Once again, it's a new lineup from Porsche. So this becomes our 11th different safety car in Formula E.
Jesus, that's one more than Andretti had drivers in season 1.
I think it's our 6th in 3 years as well, by the way. Remember the days when we just had BMW for the start of it? That lasted ages, I think.
I've got a feel for Robin Frines here because he went into attack mode right before the safety car came out, so that's his final attack mode kind of wasted, really. It's not really doing much good now, 9th.
Evans is out of the race. He's coming into the pit lane.
Well, did Evans think it was a pit boost race?
I think he's got that suspension
damage.
Well,
he's not within 21%.
Oh. So he slid up the top of Beau Rivage.
Oh, he's done a David Coulthard.
I hit the wall. Sorry.
Let's see if DC says it.
I hit the wall. I tried to get out of the way.
The car safe to bring back or not?
No.
Okay, stop in a safe place. Stop in a safe place.
Out of the way of who?
Yeah.
I don't recall who was coming up.
I didn't see anyone behind him.
Well,
no, and they've opened up the barrier, so they have managed to do it, but it did require a safety car because that's not a normal access point. So better to be safe than sorry, especially in wet conditions. So safety car is in this lap. We would have spent around about 4 minutes under it, so we'll at least have one added lap, Tom, just like yesterday. But now, complete restart, and that's sort of what this race needed.
Well, this is not good news for Ollie Rowland because we were mentioning about the gap he had over drivers behind. This is going to be another replay of Muller skating off into the Armco at Massenet, and this is going to be...
There he is. Oh, the steaming in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was looking too far up.
Well, Evans is in the pits after contact because he hit the barrier, didn't he, on the left-hand side into Saint Devote, didn't he? So I'd imagine there'll be some form of rear suspension damage for the Jaguar. And we're going to see Muller. The camera just caught that just about now, really, but there is Muller going straight into the Armco on the right-hand side, and that's his race done. And we should go racing at the end of lap number 14.
No one was there. I can confirm that.
Well, when he said I was staying out of the way, I think he meant after the accident when he was coasting along with a damaged car.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll have one added lap now, people. So that's now been confirmed. Anywhere between 4:15 and 8:29 is one added lap. So
this isn't too bad for Rowland because actually Jeff was starting to get away, wasn't he? So now he's right behind him again.
Yeah, but Rowland still has to take both attack modes, and we've seen that it's a little bit harder to overtake. So
we've gone green. So here we go. It didn't come up with the full green flag logo, so that was quite hard to tell where it would be. But out of the last corner, Vern will lead us to a rolling restart then after the safety car at half distance here in Monte Carlo. We are racing once more. And De Vries trying to pull to the outside. Rowland just giving him enough of a nudge to stop him in his tracks. But when he's out of shape coming into the braking zone, he doesn't run into the back of Gunther. But it is top six running together with Van Dorn just on the outside. Out of Sandoval, up Beau Rivage. Vern leads Rowland, and who is going to take attack mode this time by? I'm expecting some of them to do so. Oh, and De Vries really fighting it, Tom, for control, and Rowland doesn't do it. No one's going for it.
No, they're too close.
Yeah, they're too close to each other. They need the gap because overtaking's proving to be that little bit harder. De Vries going into Massenet there, and was that Verline or no? That was De Costa trying to go around the outside of Buemi there.
Yeah, Van Dorn's there too, and that's going to get messy. More wing damage as well for Zane Maloney. Not too bad. Yeah, continue, Tom.
Yeah, they're too close between each other are the cars, so they just need another lap to just try and get some gaps. This is playing into the hands of the leaders. You can see the top two emerging away from the pack. Buemi struggling through the tunnel there as he's got De Costa for company, who's got a lot further in this race than he did so of yesterday. And you could just see the truck drying more and more, so it feels like there is more grip being laid out thanks to the amount of rubber being laid down.
So the action continuing, the track getting up, and Hughes and Cassidy is under investigation for causing a collision. So they will take that at least into consideration as things stand. Some of you are looking at our time.
I thought they were quite far apart. Maybe they mistook Van Dorn for Hughes.
Could have done. Yeah, go on, Pico.
It still looks fairly pedestrian, even though we are just over halfway distance now. We're about to start lap 16 of what we believe will be a 30-lap race, because we've got one added extra lap. And yeah, they're still looking fairly sort of lifting coasty at the moment. They're not really pushing it. They seem very slow coming through the final sector there.
Evans has returned to the race, and he's down in 19th. He got sort of saved by that safety car, but so did the two McLarens. They're back in the mix as well. Bird on attack mode with 17 seconds left, but Barnard in there too, and Tickton getting saved ever so slightly. So it's saving their races. Buemi looking to the inside of Gunther, but leaves himself vulnerable to the outside of Van Dorn, who has the inside line.
Buemi is overtaking, sorry, Joe.
Right, what am I looking at now? Okay,
so Buemi
just about held on then.
So Buemi just maintained position over Da Costa. Da Costa got him around the outside of Massenet, but Mirabeau, one of them. But yeah, the Grand Hotel hairpin helped Buemi to stay in front.
Buemi's going for Gunther now on the inside line, down to the chicane, and gets ahead of him. So Buemi makes himself up into 4th place top, and I can see you nodding. This is a good charge. Could he win his first race in a long, long time?
He could do. That was a very nice overtake on Gunther. That was without attack mode. So Buemi clearly finding some grip as the track is becoming more greasy now rather than damp, I would say. As we're going to see a replay from Sean-Eric Verne. This is on the rear crash cam, and this is at Portier, where he's going to get a love tap, actually. Yeah, he's just got a love tap by... Is that Roland? That has to be Roland behind it, yeah. So that is through Portier before they get to the tunnel. But no harm done there for the DS Penske driver. But yes, Buemi's got a good chance of maybe winning this one. But the difficulty is that Roland still has both of his attack modes that he needs to use. Who's going to take attack mode then? Because the gaps seem to be bridging out a little bit now. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see one or two drivers deciding to go for attack mode this time.
Up Beaurivage, into Massenet once again. Roland's still with those two. We're riding with him now. Verne's just ahead of him as they pass as well through Casino Square. Message corrections come up on from race control. They're not
He's doing it. Oh no.
No. I thought he was as well.
Oh,
but no. He's all over. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, both Verne and Roland snapped. So they both managed to save it. I wonder if they hit the same puddle. And Roland went further, but got it back, and then almost ran into the back of Verne, who was having his own moment as well. Coming out of Casino Square. Yeah, message correction. Stewards are actually investigating Hughes and Evans, not Cassidy. So they've put the wrong one up. It's flashed up on the monitor there.
I just want to point out, for Envision, this is huge at the moment. They are bottom of the team championship. And Seb Buemi looking fantastic up there in 4th. Freund's in 9th as well, but we know that he missed out on using his attack mode due to the safety car.
DaCosta.
And so will likely fall down the order.
DaCosta's gone for Van Dorn. Oh, did Van Dorn... Hang on a minute. Yeah, did he cut the corner there as well, Van Dorn? Because Gunther's gone through the
I think he did.
Van Dorn cut the corner, yeah. So Gunther's passed by DaCosta, and Van Dorn's gone wide, but he hasn't lost too many positions, I don't think. So that they might be telling him to give one back there if he gained an advantage. Freund's get back ahead of Maloney. Dennis still in 11th place. Freund's has no attack mode left, as Ed said, when the safety car came out. Evans still with 8. In fact, quite a few. There was still a lot of attack mode left, but Roland with 8, he can either do a 6 and a 2, or... But he's got to use it soon. He can't. He's going to have to. He run out of time if we're going this rate.
We saw what happened in Miami, where people didn't get to use attack mode. Roland Radio.
How many positions if I go?
You'd lose 2.
He has to go now. He has to go now. It's now or never. Because if he doesn't go now to activate it, he's out. The time won't allow it to. So let's see. Will Roland go for attack mode this time by? Yes, he does. Yes. Had to. Loses 2. Well, he only loses 1 place. He gets out ahead of Buemi. Buemi was slow coming out of the corner. And it's a 4-4 for Roland. So it's an even split. That'll put him level with Verne. Interesting.
Oh, he's got to pass De Vries, though, otherwise this isn't going to work. And ideally Verne as well.
Stop.
you know, he's got a good chance to get past De Vries. He gets a good exit out of Portier, then he should be able to be in front of De Vries, and he's back to where he was before he took the attack mode. So this is a vitally important moment in the race where Roland can use this to his advantage and go after Jean-Luc Vergne. If he can get past both both De Vries and Vergne, he's basically into a net race lead because Vergne still has an attack mode. He's gone straight on!
Roland tried to go out the outside. De Vries gave him no room down to the Nouvelle chicane. He does come the corner, but he did hold position. He's not gained, he's not lost. So that's a hold of position for Roland. He should just be okay, but De Vries might get a little bit of a warning because he forced him so close to the barrier. That's the aggressive nature that we've seen from Nick De Vries in Formula E racing, and Roland's furious.
Defense.
He just pushed me on the curve completely.
Yeah,
if I was De Vries, I'd get the place back. Look, he had no room there, Tom, at all.
Well, I think the fact that he's more the fact that he forced him into the wall there almost did De Vries, but that looks like a move under braking.
He's through. Roland's through.
Yeah, no, he didn't need to give that back. He was always going to overtake down on the start-finish straight, and now he's got a chance to take Jev, the same place where Evans took the lead a couple years ago.
Beau Rivage, he's getting closer. Will he fascinate us with a move of the dice coming through Casino Square? Look at that! Vergne with only front-wheel drive. He's twitching, trying to get grip. He touches the rear tyre on entry as De Vries takes his attack mode. Final one for 4 minutes. Roland's going to go around the outside, over the bump into Mirabeau. Vergne holding that inside line, and Roland just trying to look for anything to come through. No, can't get through. It's like Mansell and Senna.
It'll be into the tunnel surely, and if not, I reckon Roland, as long as he stays on circuit through the chicane, Roland could even do it on the run up to Tabac.
Let's have a look. He's got 1 minute 43. Remember, this will be strategic. He can also take it when Vergne takes his next attack mode. Over we go through the tunnel, through down to the Nouvelle chicane, round the outside. Vergne giving him no room. This time he's on the brakes. Vergne has the inside line, side by side, and they both go off. And that's going to be Roland taking the lead, but that's not going to get an advantage.
He'll have to give it back.
He's giving it back, but De Vries coming through the inside and Tabac and takes the lead of the race. Fantastic! De Vries sort of hits in the wall.
Oh, no!
De Vries hits the wall. That lets Roland back through. Vergne's trying to fight him. Hasn't worked out. Buemi's coming involved. So's Da Costa. And Roland's now got the lead of the race again.
Oh, De Vries didn't hit the wall. Roland brushed him out of the way there.
What? Surely Roland has to get the place back because it's gaining a lasting advantage.
Well, he can't because De Vries is in the middle of them now.
Well, no, he has to give it back. He has to give it back, or he will get a penalty. He has to give the place back to Vergne, which also lets De Vries through.
Yeah, because he never gave it back to Vergne, did he, Tom?
Yeah, he has to let both of them through because Vergne's dropped to the position behind De Vries, so Roland will have to let them both back ahead. But the argument will be is that Vergne looks like he pushed Roland off the racetrack. So it's kind of 50-50 you want to look at it that way, but Roland did go off the circuit to gain the position.
Oh, and De Vries just had a moment there, coming to the exit. Go on, Pico.
At this point, if I were Roland, I'd just go for it and take the pain later. He'll probably get a 5-second penalty or something, and as long as there's no more safety cars, he should only drop a couple of positions at the end of the race. But yeah, if I were Roland, I'd just take the pain now and just go flat out.
Tictum's not saving any more energy, by the way. He's been told just go to the end and see what happens. But now we've got the back. This is, again, De Vries with the attack mode. He's on the back of Roland. Roland's out of attack. De Vries still has 90 seconds left into the Nouvelle chicane. But I don't know. Roland at no point, Ed, gave the place back to Vergne, but it's going to be academic now as De Vries takes the lead of the race.
Yeah, and if only there was a way to give the place back by going into attack mode, ideally from Roland's perspective. He's still got a one there. Whoa! Massive sideways moment for the swimming pool chicane for De Vries, which he just about collects up. So De Vries maybe a little bit over-aggressive in his defending, but he's certainly shown great car control in these tricky conditions. But yeah, Roland and Vergne have still got another attack mode left to go. Buemi is moving all over the back of Vergne as well. Big gap behind, so if Roland gives the place back to Jev now, he'll lose so much time.
Roland could take attack and come out in front of Jev, and actually Buemi's going round. He's in attack mode as well. Sorry,
so
Buemi's into third place.
Well, that makes life even more complicated. Here's another look at it. Tom, what do you think? You said he gave him no room.
He certainly gave him no room, and he did push Roland to the side.
I kind of made the corner now.
Yeah, go on, Tom.
Oh, it's 50-50, isn't it?
He couldn't have made the corner without crashing into Jeb, though, could he? That's what he'll argue.
The only way he could have done that is if he played the role of Nelson Piquet Jr. in the recreation of season 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that would have been putting them both into the wall just at the exit of the chicane. Look, so De Vries actually clips Roland after De Vries hits the wall, so he bounces back. And he clips him.
Roland's on the inside, and then De Vries sort of taking the racing line kind of into him. Is that Boemi trying to attack?
No, he's got no one in front of him.
Is he just overtaken? Yeah, he's just overtaken Roland for P2,
right.
but he's in attack.
So that's Boemi up into second position. There's no one in front of him, there's people behind him. So now he's got... De Vries only got 2 seconds, so Roland's really backed off. Has he actually been told to give the place back? I can't imagine Roland's this slow.
Or attack mode is just that powerful. That could be what's happening here as it dries up.
Attack mode is that powerful, and Boemi, I think, is going to go for the lead soon.
Go for it, Boemi!
He will run out of energy, I think, just into the tunnel.
He's going for it!
So he's going to do it now, though.
Oh, but De Vries!
Oh, good defense from De Vries.
2 world champions of Formula E are doing battle, and both have won at Monaco in the past, and now Boemi's going for it up the inside, and Sebastian Boemi leads in Monte Carlo!
What year is it?
He was so lucky he didn't lose his front wing there, because that nearly was him crashing into the back of De Vries twice.
Unbelievable!
Such a big move. Roland
in attack mode.
Yeah, Roland takes his final attack.
He's happened to defend. Vern did it too, so Vern's out of it too, but Vern had to he was up the inside of Roland. Roland went aggressive defending. I want to know if that was a contact maneuver. No, he looks okay. Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Roland did! Look, I was right! Roland's let Vern through! So all that backing off he did, it was because he had to let Vern back through. Nissan know the rules. So that's why Roland's dropped about 6 seconds back from the lead. He had to give the place back to Vern.
Right, game on now. Vern's still in attack and will be for the next 90 seconds. Roland has just over 3 minutes. He will have just over 90 seconds
in for
to
trouble.
Make a move, and yeah, that's going to be overtaken by Fairline there. But yeah, Roland will then have 90 seconds to try and catch up to Vries.
Yellow flag!
Boemi, who is on the verge of his first win. I think in 5 years, was it New York in season 5? His last one?
That's correct.
We've got a yellow flag at the swimming pool. Something's wrong there. We've got a yellow at the moment at turn 13. There's no one stopped down there. They're still going through that part of the circuit, but it's lighting up like a Christmas tree on the blink on my driver tracker up here in the box as well. So I'm hearing maybe full course yellow.
The upshot is...
Don't know why. No sign of anything yet.
It might be some debris on circuit, so if they throw the full course yellow, that'll be enough time for a marshal to take something off the circuit and run back in again.
Slippery surface flag has gone out, but we've moved to the yellow. We've gone back to green. Here's Roland.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, mate, we need to give a position back to Jeff.
Yep. So exactly as we
all. Yeah, that's the order.
So that's why he had to give it back.
All ship swap positions. DaCosta in front of Airline now, of his attack man.
Yep. So that's going to be DaCosta on the back. Oh, what's the gap between him and Cassidy? Cassidy is 3 seconds. Yes, it might just come through. Over the line we go, then into the second sector. Now into sector 3 we come. Under braking, there's Boemi. 3, yeah, there we go. Now it's De Vries under pressure from Vern. Roland's in there too. Here's De Vries.
Okay, let's keep the fence clear.
Yeah, here goes Roland now. So he...
Seriously, gaffer tape on Karun's mouth, please. So, Roland's back up to 3rd. Vern's down to 4th, Tom, and now Cassidy's sort of having to get through Vern too. He's going to sink like a stone.
Yeah, Vern's going to be a sitting duck on the straight by the time we get round Anthony knows, and this is going to be an opportunity for the Jaguar to just sail through here. So Vern not having the best time of it. Roland is doing his best to go after De Vries here. Should be able to go through on De Vries on the pit straight, but he's not going to have enough time to catch Boemi, is he?
No, he's not.
No.
He's running out of time, Pico. And yeah, De Vries has been passed by Roland. Roland's taken second and around the outside. There we go. Another move down as well. Go on, Pico.
Yeah, this Seb Buemi, we're looking at the timing now. Roland now has free air for the next 50 seconds in attack mode. The gap is 3.7 seconds. I don't think it's enough. But the thing is, we know that the Nissan powertrain, it has worked better over the course of the season than the Jaguar powertrain, and so it's going to be a straight up fight to the finish.
De Vries
Call that clean defense.
Yeah, that's anything but. He squeezes Cassidy towards the wall, but he still goes through, and he's lost out as well. So De Vries lost out to Da Costa. So that's him down into 5th place now. So Da Costa, slipped through.
Cassidy's driven a really good race here from outside the top 10. He's got more energy than anyone else, and he's basically 3rd at the moment, right behind Roland.
Gap is 3.1. Yeah, go on, big gap.
Roland is out of attack mode now. Cassidy has got 15 seconds left. Costa is out. And so now Buemi, I can't believe we're saying this, Sebastian Buemi in the lead of the Monaco E3 for Envision has 5 laps to sort of nurse the car, 3.1 seconds.
Well, it's doable.
Just one added lap.
We missed the team radio from Cassidy. We didn't quite know what he said. I think it's in relation to when he got by whoever it was at Mirabeau.
I heard applauding in the background. It was De Vries, wasn't it? So they were amazed he didn't get taken out by Nick De Vries there.
Over the line we come. Still 5 on the board, but we will have 1 added lap here. Buemi leads by 3.2 seconds from Roland, Cassidy, Da Costa, De Vries.
Da Costa.
Yeah, where's that down there as well with a 1:39.622? We were doing 1 minute 57s when this race started. That's how quick we've got. And the track has dried out. It's really ramped up as the race has gone on. And still they're sliding around. But Sebastian Buemi is looking to win for the first time in Monaco since season 3. Here's his radio.
Okay, Seb, they are out of attack, 3 seconds behind, 6 laps remaining. All cars in the top 10 have activated attack.
And what an unexpected...
Josh, I just want to point out, Sebastian Buemi has scored 6 points this season. He's the lowest of anyone of everyone who has scored points so far. He's 20th in the championship. Envision a bottom of the team's championship, and we're 5 laps away from maybe even calling Seb Buemi a winner for the first time in 5 years.
This is amazing stuff from Buemi.
He's putting away as well.
Gap 3.9, yeah. So Roland's not closing him in. They've both got the same amount of usable energy left.
Cassidy playing with track limits a bit there. I think he's worried about Da Costa.
No further action for Hughes and Evans, by the way. Well, they smack into the wall. Kind of expected that one to come through, though. On board with Cassidy as he swings down, up 11 places from where he started. Here's his radio.
Okay, that's currently P3, main P3. There's no one around in attack, no one around in attack. We are good on energy.
Go.
Quite incredible.
Just go, basically, isn't it? Catch Roland. Gap 1 point. Well, actually, less than that, actually. So, yeah, I think Cassidy can finish 2nd here. What do you think, Tom? He's got the advantage as we lose driver tracker for a second.
Yeah, well, he's going to be tough enough because he's out of attack mode. It's not going to be as easy of an overtake going past him with more energy. See Da Costa harassing Cassidy through Mirabeau, and this is a great opportunity for Da Costa to snatch the podium away after the disappointment of yesterday. But Roland, you have to say, he's going to be a sitting duck to Cassidy, I would have thought.
So our driver tracker has decided to completely just evaporate, and we'll refresh to see if that solves any of the issues. I don't know exactly where it came from. Oh, there we go. It did work. Yeah, the map just disappeared. We're back with it now. Race control still saying no further action on our monitors. Down into the braking zone we come again then. Lap 26 of 30. We will have 1 added lap where is going to be announced very, very shortly. Buemi leads by 4.3 seconds to Roland. Cassidy, Da Costa, De Vries, your top 5. Vern, Verline, Gunther, Dennis and Van Dorn, your top 10. Then Maloney, Friens, Mortara, Nato, Tictum, Hughes, Barnard, Evans, Beckman, Bird, and out of the race, Muller and De Vries. We're on board with Da Costa chasing down Cassidy for 3rd. But no, that's lap traffic. Yeah, actually.
Oh.
Well, we are on board with Da Costa, but that
was close.
That's not Cassidy ahead of him.
Da Costa very close. Team radio.
You have fastest lap as well. Good job.
So,
Now That Jaguar getting a bit of golden at the back there. I couldn't actually quite tell. It looked like one of the Penske's for a second. Do you see what I mean? That rear at the back.
The camera's a bit wet as well,
Yeah.
so I don't blame you on that one too much.
I just wanted just to back off for a second before I confirmed it. I was double checking everything on the monitor, but that is Cassidy. Now they finally help us out by showing Cassidy's back. Yeah. The gold of that made it look like the white was a bit black thanks to the dirt on DaCosta's camera lens. So Cassidy having to defend them for third. DaCosta's going to try and go around the outside as well. Into Mirabeau, can't do it. But the track surprisingly drying out for a dry line to appear.
Oh, this is brilliant for Roland, because it just means those two squabbling with each other means he can just sort of hold on to second and not worry about Cassidy at all, regardless of energy. Is that Frines picking off Zane Maloney? I was just about to say Zane Maloney was about a second and a half off his first point, but Van Dorn currently holding on to the final point playing position at the moment. And now Frines is going to try and challenge.
5-second time penalty for Barnard, Maloney and Tickton for track limits. There's now the inside line. There's contact. Cassidy locking up the same as DaCosta.
It was DaCosta, yeah.
Yeah, they both lock up down into the Nouveau chicane. And they both just hold to the positions, but both of them locking up. DaCosta's furious now. He'll want to get through. He's almost got the corner there at the swimming pool. But Tom, just like we saw yesterday, Cassidy, who underperformed yesterday, so he overconsumed yesterday, he's underconsuming today. Jaguar can't get it right.
He can't get it right at all, and we're just seeing DaCosta trying to find any gap possible to make his move. Fastest up of the race from Buemi. Without attack mode, but that would be because the track has gripped up more and more and more now. So we could well see a new fastest up in the final few laps there. There is DaCosta right on board behind Cassidy at Saint Devot. Is he going to find his way through? Well, if I was Cassidy, I'd try and just shoot a little bit further away because he's got far more energy to what Buemi and Roland both got.
That battle's damaged the camera. We can't even see it. It's pointing towards the sky now instead of on the track. Pico, what were you going to say? Because DaCosta's all over the back of Cassidy.
Yeah, the thing is, we were chatting about Hyderabad this morning in qualifying with the dual scenarios, but I'm going to chat about Hyderabad again because if we think back to the race there a few years ago, Cassidy had 5% more than Jev in the final few laps, but couldn't make a move, even though he had more energy. It's because from this point onwards, you are basically flat out, but DaCosta goes a little bit wide and drops back a little bit from Cassidy there.
Yeah, just onto braking Ed. The rear stepped out underneath him. He got on a wet line and it just lost him a heap of time.
Yeah, he's so easy to do, and DaCosta, of course, hasn't really got a whole lot of space to work with. It's a similar thing. I think the reason why Buemi is the fastest man on track at the moment is he's got all that clear air, whereas all those in attack mode a bit lower down have hit trouble early in the race and have got nowhere to use all that pace, essentially. As we see, Sylvain Philippe doesn't look like a man about to win the first race in over a season, does he? But but yeah, certainly they've not had a whole lot, as you say, to shout about. And mentioning Hyderabad is a bit worrying me because that was a race where Buemi got disqualified from for the podium post-race, didn't he? After finishing third. Let's not think about that because that might prophesize itself as well. Although I'm sure Roland is hoping that happens. But yeah, at the moment, Roland isn't going to lose any ground to his championship rivals then, because Cassidy DaCosta not looking like challenging him.
He's moving under braking.
Copy, we'll report.
So DaCosta saying that Cassidy's moving under braking. Yes, but we need an off-board angle to see it. We were only on board.
Ooh, Jev quite low on energy compared to those around him.
Verline 2 on 14%, so they are a bit underperforming. Yeah, they just can't get this strategy right over the last 2 days. Arguably, two very different races we've had here at Monaco, which I suppose is the best type to have. But it's all over the place in terms of consistency and viewpoints of which is better. Roland's got 2% more than Buemi, but Buemi should make it to the end. It is one added lap, by the way, so it's a 30-lap race now. Due to the times we spent under the full course yellow and said safety car, Bird's under investigation for track limits.
Yeah, he's down in 20th, so nothing's going to come of that. But I genuinely can't believe this. Sebastian Buemi for an Envision team that ever since they won the championship a few years ago, they have struggled. They finished last year, I think it was 8th in the championship. And that was their lowest position in years. I think in their history, in their guys as Virgin beforehand, and now Seb Buemi's just set the fastest lap of the race, and Buemi who hasn't won since before COVID. That's how long it's been. It's incredible that we're talking about this. We've got 3 kilometers left of this circuit, and we're going to see a Seb Buemi win. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. And more to the point, Pico, that win in New York Season 5 was the last win that Edam's boss, John Paul Trio, got to see before he sadly passed away from cancer. So that was a really emotional one for Buemi. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a really emotional one for him personally, but also, as you say, for the Envision team as well.
And Tom, this is going to be even more special. 2 times he's going to win now at Monaco, and he's won in all 3 generations as well.
We have fastest lap. We have fastest lap.
No, you don't.
No, yeah, that's changed. But yeah, Tom, he's going to have he's going to win in all 3 generations as well, and this is big for him, isn't it?
It's big. It's big for him. It's big for the Envision team who have struggled so much this season. The Season 9 teams champions as well have dropped so far away. But this time they've really shown that they have still got what it takes to compete in this championship. So Sebastian Buemi then coming through the swimming pool section for the last time. And what a day it's going to be for the Swiss.
This is momentous. This is memorable. This is the magic that Monaco can bring you. Sebastian Buemi, for the first time in 5 years. Sweet champagne. Lady look on his shoulder. He wins in Monaco. Sebastian Buemi is a winner again. Roland in second. Cassidy finishes third with Da Costa fourth. De Vries is fifth. But it is Sebastian Buemi's day in a damp, miserable Monaco. It may as well be sunshine and roses. Sylvain Philippe is ecstatic, and Envision are winners again.
The checkered flag. We've won Monaco. Come on! Yes!
Sebastian Buemi wins the Monaco EPrix for the 3rd time. He won it in 2015, he won it in 2017, and he wins it again in 2025. Karun, let's catch up with him.
Let's try and catch him. Sebastian is coloured in the commentary box. Congratulations. What a tricky race in those conditions for you.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, hard to believe. Just got to be lucky from time to time, but today we had great pace, great attack mode, you know, timing, amazing. 3-time Monaco winner, not bad.
Yeah, well, much better than not bad. And it's been a tough 18 months for the team since you guys won the team's championship. This must be a bit of a relief to have another win now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been through a lot. So obviously to win now, it's something incredible. I think those guys deserve way more, you know. I let them down quite a few times, and now today to win, you know, especially here, it's something very special. So yeah, very thankful to them.
Well, congratulations, and enjoy the celebrations tonight.
Thank you.
I don't think he sounds quite there's the celebration. There's the love. Oh, Ed, what a race for Buemi. That is going to lift him numerous times sky high.
Yeah, I love that comment from the engineer where they sound usually so composed, so calm, always giving Buemi like all the information, and then they just let. I think they actually may have used an expletive there as like effing finally or something like that. But yeah, that was
so long for this. Thanks, guys.
Wow. Mate, that is incredible.
Yeah, there we go. He did say he waited so long for this, and he was happy. I was worried for a split second because I didn't hear much from him.
It was nice to see Bryony on the pit wall there. She's the PR person. She was the year above me at university as well, so I've known her for a good few years. So yeah, no, honestly, like that team has gone through so much. There will be a party at Silverstone tonight. I'm fairly certain back at base.
There'll be one in Monaco too. Usually is though.
Don't forget it's bank holiday tomorrow for VE Day. 80 years of celebrations. I think
it feels like 80 years since Seb Buemi's won a race.
God, you said that, not me, but it really does feel that long, doesn't it? My goodness me.
I've just severed all my ties with Envision.
whether it's good times or bad, you can always count on Boy Me to go max emotion. Oh, and there we go. I think that's a family member of his being hugged. I think that's his dad, isn't it?
Yeah. Been a while since we've seen him, actually. Oh, what a race. What a bizarre weekend in Monaco. Mummy watching on as well, there we go. And she's crying. No, that's going to set me off now as well. The tears.
Honestly, if you had given me, if you'd asked me to guess the winner of today's race, I think it would have taken me over a dozen options to guess Sebastian Buemi.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an unexpected win. Jaguar, their powertrain hasn't been there or thereabout for the entire year, and all it needed was a little bit of rain, little bit of Monaco magic, and he's being congratulated by his former teammate there, Nick Cassidy. His first podium of the year as well.
Yeah, and Ollie Rowland, who's teammate to him as well. Both teammates.
Oh yeah.
Teammates.
I forgot you used to drive a Nissan, didn't you?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
That's
how long it's been.
You know that team that he won the championship for as Renault?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant race. And Tom, it's been a weird weekend all round. Race 1 yesterday was very much about with the pit boost, saving some strategies and working out when to push. Today it was just staying on the road and keeping it in one direction. And I think it was good that we all said, us included in the commentary yesterday, we'll have to come back to that because it's time to go down to Buemi.
Welcome back. It's been a while. 78 races, 2019 since your last victory. No better place to do it around the streets of Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I thought I would never win again, you know, at some point. So, you know, you need a bit of luck. You need the right timing. You need the right car, the good team. And today everything just clipped together. So I'm so happy. I'm actually speechless because, you know, it's been a long time.
Well, look, this was a race today that would take experienced hands. Your strategy worked out absolutely perfectly. Difficult conditions going from wet into that dry line at the end. I didn't see any mistakes. Were there any?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was obviously quite tricky at the beginning with the fighting with, you know, Antonio and Max. But in the end, I think the timing of the attack mode was good. I was able to make a gap, and I was safe when Ollie took his second one. So, you know, I was able to read well where the track was drying up, especially in turn 3, 4. There was lots of lap time to be gained, but you needed the confidence, and yeah, today I had it.
You now have more victories in Formula E than any other driver, and this is your third victory, I believe, around the streets?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that number would never change, but it did today, so I'm very proud.
Well, it did. You were fantastic. Enjoy the podium ceremony.
Thank you. Thank you.
A record-breaking 14th.
Yeah, tied with Jean-Luc Verne, if I remember correctly.
No, I think he's on 13. It's him. Yeah, it's him, Evans, and Buemi were all on 13. I think Lucas on like 10 or 11.
Yeah, because Lucas got a lot of season 3 when he got the championship. You know. Tom,
well, actually, Buemi did a lot in season 3 because he either won a race or didn't get any points.
You were in the hunt for the victory until that attempt to overtake at the chicane, and you had to give the place back to Jean-Eric Verne. Do you feel still happy with this result, or are you kicking yourself you could have had the double victory?
No, I think honestly, he obviously took his attack mode. He knew I had more to do. I think he was trying to back me into the pack, so when I took it, I lost quite a lot. But it was one of those things, I knew the move was kind of on, but not, and he forced me off. And these things are like 50-50, so I think we took the safe approach, gave the position back, which cost me some time, obviously getting stuck behind everybody. But listen, first and second here, it doesn't get much better, so I'm really, really pleased.
It's been a great weekend for you. You've consolidated that championship lead as well in the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. We just need to keep pushing. Obviously, we've got Tokyo next week, where I was really strong last year, so hopefully we can have a real big push for that double header and then, yeah, keep pushing in the right direction.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great race for Ollie Rowland as well, actually, to fight back. Started on pole, finishes in second. Role reverse of what he did yesterday, where he started second and finished in first position. Right, let's hear from the man who finished in third place then, of Nick Cassidy, just holding off from Antonio Felix da Costa.
Nick Cassidy, your first podium appearance this season. You were clearly here on the podium last year, but it's been a little bit of a drought at the beginning of this racing season. It must feel very sweet today.
Yeah, it feels very, very sweet. Man, I can't fault my guys. You know, it's been an extremely tough start to the year. It's no secret I've not been the happiest guy at times, but this one feels like a big monkey off the shoulders, and yeah, really proud of all their efforts.
I can almost see a smile breaking on your face. It's a podium in Monaco.
No, exactly. I mean, dude, on the inside, I'm jumping up and down. I'm very, very happy. It doesn't get more special than here, right? And obviously the last couple of years have been nice to us, and it's super, super special to carry that on.
Well, congratulations. We'll let you jump on the podium.
Thank you. Cheers.
I don't know if it's like literally or figuratively. Right, Tom, quickly getting to you on this one. Yeah, yesterday a race of strategy, today a race of attrition. What did you make of the two we had?
Well, it was two different races as we are waiting for the podium, and I'm really, really happy to have seen the race that we've had in those wet weather conditions, and not too many incidents, it has to be said.
Okay, let's go down with Nikki, with James Rossiter and Kitty Munnings.
Just was perfect.
Well, Seb just seemed to come alive even earlier on today in the group qualifying stage. He was top of his group, and he just relished these conditions, and he was amazing in the race. Where he found the pace from, he just unleashed speed that we hadn't seen from him all season, so brilliant to see him on the top step.
And Katie, I mean, Oliver Rowland, we couldn't take our eyes off him because the battles he was having throughout the course of the race, the place stopping he had with John-Eric Verne, how do you think he will reflect on today?
Yeah, I'm sure they'd like to see it from the outside because I know it always feels different when you're in that moment, but there was quite a lot of battling going on at that time. He was obviously passed by Nick de Vries in the moment of that as well, so then I think there was some confusion as to whether to give the pace back or not, and as he said, it's a tough call. It always feels 50-50 in those situations, so yeah, but another podium here, it's fantastic.
Yeah, quite incredible, and of course Nick Cassidy, who qualified in 14th, to be on the podium for the first time this season, a massive result for him and Jaguar Racing. Now let's go back to Tom Brooks in commentary for the podium.
Okay, special podium here at Monaco. It's the Royal Box. A couple of years ago, they didn't trust it. They built a plinth. Not really surprising. So you have to go up the back. Gives a little room for the drivers to cool down and get everything ready. Then you climb up the steps and go. Sebastian Buemi looks like he's miserable to be there, but he's jumping on the inside. He wants to be a...
Well, remember what Cassidy said? Oh, I'm jumping up and down on the inside.
Yeah.
That's the most autistic coded thing ever. I love it.
I'll be honest, I've known Nick for being in the paddock for like the last couple of years. That is Nick Cassidy ecstatic. Genuinely.
Roland now leads on 115 points to DaCosta on 67.
48 points to the gap.
Berline closing in with his teammate on 66. Barnard 54. Terrible weekend for him. De Vries though 52. Dennis 44. Closing everything up so right. So Cassidy finishes in third. Ollie Rowland finishes in second. Increases his championship lead. But I think the one man who everybody will be wanting to buy a beer tonight is Sebastian Buemi. Many people saying, well, why is he still in Formula E? Why isn't he retired? He's past it. Look what he can do. He's anything but. Just like chocolate made from his home country, he's still sweet. And he's still got the great luck of the taste of the bite for racing. And he wins on the streets of Monte Carlo as Princess Charlene presents the trophy. And this means so much after 5 winless years in Formula E. And a couple of years he hasn't won in, well, how long has it been? About a season since he's actually won in WEC. So it's been a while. A gold medal, an initiative from the FIA president. Now the constructors and teams trophy presentations. Envision.
I have some good news for Seb Buemi. He's not the oldest winner.
Right,
He's still 36. He's still 36. Lucas and Sam are still older.
I did wonder if he was the oldest. Yeah. I wondered if he was the oldest winner, but yeah.
No, Lucas and Sam are still ahead, and Buemi now slots into third.
So let's try and get this sorted then with 3 count while we hear the national anthem. Well, we were expecting to hear the national anthem, but it hasn't come up yet.
My apologies, I almost forgot about the medal. Before me. The MBS tradition being added.
Yeah, I hate the medal in F1. I hate the medal in Formula E.
Yeah. Here's Sylvain finally being able to enjoy it. Right, now let's have the podium ceremony, please, and the music. Ooh. And now for Envision, the British national anthem. Wonderful weekend here on the streets of the Principality, and after a very busy weekend, no, all right, it's champagne time! Ollie Rowland jumped the gun there because it should have actually been the photograph, but it's time for the champagne. A weird weekend, but Monaco's first double-header race in Formula E history once again delivers perfection. Right, let's go through the full results then. It's Sebastian Buemi from Ollie Rowland, then it's Nick Casti completing at the podium. Antonio Felix da Costa is in 4th. Nick de Vries 5th, Jean-Eric Verne 6th, Pascal Wehrlein 7th, Max Gunther is 8th, Jake Dennis 9th, and Stoffel van Dorn picking up the last point in 10th. Robin Freins is 11th with Eduardo Mortaro in 12th, and then Norman Nato 13th, Zane Maloney 14th, Dan Tickton 15th, Taylor Barnard 16th, Jake Hughes 17th, Mitch Evans 18th, David Beckman in 19th, Sam Bird in 20th, and the only two retirements, Nico Muller in 21st and Lucas de Grassi in 22nd position. Okay, let's come up to the box then and have final thoughts with our commentary team as well up here. We've got Ed back on cams after a bit of a glitch in the race, and then we've got Tom and Pico still down there. Let's start with you, Tom. We've already heard your thoughts on the weekend, but Ollie Rowland so far ahead now in the championship. Is it really a chance that anyone can catch him with the second half of the season now coming in?
Well, I'm just looking at the updated championship standings that Rowland has. I mean, he's on a consistent run of form. I mean, in 5 of the last 6 races, he's finished in the top 2. And it's very difficult to look past him right now. The championship gap he's got over Da Costa, it's a whopping 48 points. That's nearly 2 race weekends he's ahead of everyone. If he keeps going at the rate he's doing, he could well clinch it before London.
And Pico, just coming to you as well, your thoughts on the Monaco weekend and thoughts going into the rest of the season as we, in a few weeks' time, already head off for our second race in Europe.
Yeah, no, I love double headers, and I've been speaking to some of my colleagues like the last couple of weeks, and they've been not very happy that like Monaco is that Monaco's a double header. Monaco should be like a sole event, because it all comes down to that one race. I know that drivers, they prefer single headers over double headers because then if you win on the Saturday, then don't do well on the Sunday, then and so it sort of mars the fact. But I'll be honest, I've loved it. I like having more race on a race weekend, and now we've got the two different styles of racing. So we've got the more traditional one like we had today, and then we had the pit boots yesterday. And so I think that this is I thought it was a fantastic weekend, and Ollie Rowland, like last year he missed Portland weekend, and this year I think he could miss a couple races if he really wanted to and still go on and win the championship. He is so good at the moment. Yeah, I know it's not great, but I know it's famous words, but it's been a fantastic weekend, and then just to top it all off with Seb Buemi winning, I mean that's fantastic for him, for Envision, who have had a torrid time of late. Yeah, mega weekend.
Tokyo next up in 2 weeks' time. Then 2 weeks after that, we're into Shanghai, and then over to Jakarta in June, before July takes us back to Europe in Berlin. And then, of course, the season rounds out in London on the final weekend in July. And all being well, we are planning to be trackside for that one. Okay, Ed, your final thoughts, please, on the Monaco Grand Prix and thoughts going in to Tokyo in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, well, it's kind of lucky that it was a doubleheader, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to take part in this at all if it was just Saturday, because I would have been doing the go-kart and commentary at Buckmore Park. But yeah, I think I think on the whole it worked pretty well in terms of the on-track product. I think the pit boost race, again, I've only really seen the highlights of it, so I'll have to sort of watch it again in full to give a more developed perspective on it. From when I saw it, it seemed interesting, at least, and I think it was interesting that qualifying, which usually isn't a big factor in Monaco, Rowland qualified on pole in both races and got a first and a second, so qualifying did end up helping him a big amount, gave him a lot less work to do in the race at least. But at the same time, we did see drivers like Nick Cassidy, he was like 14th or 15th on the grid, wasn't he? And he got up to third by the end, just about held off Da Costa. So yeah, it was a good show. Obviously there were a few tense moments here and there. De Vries in particular, as expected, defending very vociferously, which is kind of his brand, I guess, at this point, but still coming away with a 5th place. It was actually a really good weekend for Mahindra, but of course I think the big story from this race in particular has to be that win for Buemi, who waited so long, and you've got to feel like it's such a feel-good story for Envision that have had since Piquet said, like, winning the championship, have had so little to really celebrate. The odd podium here and there, but finally getting the win for Buemi, that's going to be a big load off of his back, and you never know, maybe if the Jaguar powertrain starts to come back into it, we could see a few more wins from the Envisions and the Jags, who were really, really strong in the wet today.
It's going to be an amazing couple of races down as Formula E gets back in gear. My thanks to Ed, my thanks to Jack, and my thanks to you, Tom, as well, for all of your company this weekend. So the double header in Monaco rounds out. Now it's time for a double in Tokyo as we head back there in 2 weeks' time. Join us again here on Formula E Zone and JB Motorsports for all of the action. For Monaco, it's Ollie Rowland for race 1 and Sebastian Buemi for race 2. We'll see you in Tokyo. Bye-bye.